Welcome back, everyone. I guess by now you should have all heard that Ben Habib, leader of Advance UK, has dropped a massive bombshell. Advance is deregistering as a political party because the right-hand side of British politics have become dangerously confused. The country does not need more personality parties, private fiefdoms, or ego-driven fragmentation. It needs principle, discipline, democratic structure, and a serious plan to restore Britain. Now, I've been promoting Advance and Ben Habib for some time, since he started, because I think he is the most genuine man in politics. And who else in the history of our parliament, who else has been so unselfish as to stand down to you know let the for the sake of the country? He's standing down the whole party for the sake of the country. No one else has done quite like that. Not deregistered and completely left the political scene. And it's a very sad day as far as I'm concerned, because I thought that Ben Habib would have been the best man for the country. Okay, we've got Rupert Lowe to fall back on, and he's doing a good job. I personally think he's a little bit racist, and some of his members are definitely racist. But they're the answer. Reform is, well, flip flop Farage. Can't trust him really. I mean, I used to support him, but I've watched him over the years, and there's something a bit suspicious about him. And Reform are now putting Muslim candidates in everywhere because they know they can get votes. That's not going to help the country. We need we need to restore Britain. We need to save the country. We've got to do something. Now, apparently, the last general election, a huge number of Brits did not vote. If you're listening to this, make sure you register and get out to vote, because if you don't, this next general election and Islamists will get in and the country will be finished. So do the country a favour and make sure you get out and vote. Anyway, let's get on. You know what this guy says, Lee Harris says, you know what makes me sick? The fact that you're only commenting now because you've been forced to. You took the knee 15 days after a career criminal died in America. You couldn't care less about white Brits, you're a disgrace. Starmer took the knee for George Floyd. But did we hear anything about Henry Novak? No, not a word. Not a word. It's disgusting. For Henry Novak, a UK citizen, nothing. George Floyd, the whole of the government and police force, they all took the knee for an American criminal. But an innocent UK citizen, not a word. Not a word. Mainstream media, not a word. No one cares. No one cares. They only come after you if you complain. The brother of the Manchester airport thugs, the same animals who viciously beat the shit out of police officers, is a policeman himself. One of the guilty thugs has a police officer as a brother. I mean, how do they get into the police? Their family has six members in the police force. And they wrote character references defending these scum. How the hell does a family of cop beaters have 6 cop relatives vouching for them? This is two-tier policing on steroids, total corruption. The Daily Mail has called it a complete disgrace, and they're right. The whole system is rotten. But a Palestinian refugee from Gaza who arrived claiming to be fleeing genocide was arrested for attempting to rape a 14-year-old girl. He defended himself. According to Sharia law, raping non-Muslim girls is legal. I only follow Allah and Sharia law. How much longer are we going to allow this? Sharia law should be wiped out. All the Sharia councils should be cancelled, and I'd say the mosques should be pulled down. I don't know where it's going to end. Get out and vote next general election, for goodness sake. Oh, this is more or less an attempted murder caught on multiple angles by cops gone full rogue. A lone patriot stands there with his back to a fence, like watching what's going on, when the riot squad swarms all over him, slamming riot shields edges into his head and neck. I know, like they're trying to crack his skull open. Blood flying, repeated rabbit punches with riot gear, the kind of blows banned in boxing because they kill. This isn't restraint, it's a pack hunting native Brit in his own country while real criminals get kid gloves. Two-tier policing is bloodiest, at its bloodiest, protecting the imports. Smash the locals who dare to speak up. Britain's native sons are now fair game for state thugs enforcing the replacement agenda. No trust left in these goons. Wake up and fight back before they kill more. Look, this guy is just standing with his back against the fence watching, and look what happens. They drag him out and just start smashing the fuck out of him. I mean, what? We've got to do something, people. See, the police force have been brainwashed. They've had this DEI training that tells them that ethnics are wonderful and the Brits are criminals. And the police have been brainwashed. You'd think they'd have a bit more intelligence than that, wouldn't you? Anyway, in Brussels, hordes of foreign migrant gangs are currently rioting, attacking shops, businesses, and police, whilst burning things in the street. This is the home of the EU, which embraced cultural diversity more than most. And this is the result. Brussels, 2026. Brussels. Look, Europe's finished. The mainstream media never show this. I'm doing this to try and hopefully to enlighten more people, wake them up. Because if they don't wake up and register to vote and get out on the next election, this will be England. We'll be finished. Again, Brussels. African migrants are out in force at the home of the EU, destroying anything and everything in public they can. Who knows why? And remember, if you object to this happening in your town or city, you are a far-right racist. And look at them, look. What is that all about? What sort of animals are these people that we're importing? Every week I say I'm lost for words. And there's no end to it. This was Birmingham. So now, while you're in a traffic jam, the animals come at you with knives and steal from your car. This is in Birmingham in a traffic jam. And where are the police? Well, no, because these are all Muslims, so the police won't interfere, will they? You go out now, you take your life in your own hands. When will it end? Oh, Shabana Mahmood has condemned the Henry Noack protest in Southampton, saying that those responsible will be arrested. Meanwhile, here she is on a pro-Palestine protest, which turned violent and forced a supermarket to close. She has since deleted this video. Two-tier? Maybe. Police now in riot gear defending the Digwa family home from the public. That's the Sikh that murdered Henry. If only they'd showed this amount of care for Henry. The poor guy was on the floor bleeding to death, and the police handcuffed him because a Sikh said he was racist. People are angry. This lot here, look. They are destroying laptops, TVs, antennas, all because they didn't exist in Muhammad's time. So they're saying that this lot is un-Islamic. Meanwhile, they're recording it on their iPhones and posting it online. There's no limit to their stupidity and ignorance. But what they really want is to drag the world back into the Stone Age. You know, the Shah of Iran, before the Muslims took over, he was a brutal dictator, but he was trying to modernize the country. He was selling oil to America for technology, and he was trying to modernize the country. But Islamists said that he was westernizing the country, and they hated it. They hated it. They really want to be back in the Stone Age, no doubt about it. And a new study finds Islamophobia may be partially caused by Muslims killing people all the time. Yeah, but you can't say anything. But if you complain, never forget, in 2003, Keir Starmer won the case that gave illegal migrants access to UK benefits. 23 years later, we're living in the chaos he created. Keir Starmer is a danger. And this guy, I like to end on a happy note, but this week it's a very sad note. I mean, this guy, he was abducted by a Muslim gang, an Islamic gang. They kidnapped him, they tortured him, gouged his eyes out, cut out his tongue, and castrated him. He died of a heart attack after being set on fire and dragged himself 50 metres across the ground. He was an innocent Scottish schoolboy. who was abducted and burnt alive by a gang of Pakistani men in a brutal racist execution. Yet his name and murder remain virtually unknown. No one took a knee for him. He was never on mainstream media. And what else has been hidden? You don't know. You just don't know what's going on, what the full terror. I'm lost for words. Anyway, I'm sorry to end on such a sad note, but do me a favour, give me a like and subscribe, because YouTube doesn't like me criticising the authorities. It's got to be shown though, somebody's got to do it, but I need your help. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Gonna make